Hey all, Board Game Rants here, where you'll find everything solo tabletop gaming and more Paladins of the West Kingdom, which includes an official solo variant, little overview, little unboxing. Let's have a look-see. So this will be my second Shem Phillips attempt. Raiders of the North Sea, I picked that up. Then you had to order the official solo variant separate. It was this tiny little deck of cards. It was completely, like, I felt it was just totally overpriced. The game itself was not up to my standards as far as depth, which is no fault of the game. It's just it wasn't heavy enough for me, and I just felt burnt on the whole process. So Architects comes out, I completely skip it because I'm already just feeling like eh. But then I see Paladins. Paladins comes out in my friendly local game store, and I look at some videos. I read through the rules. Looking forward to taking a look inside here. All right, time to get all up in it. We've got the lid popped off. We've got ourselves a nice, I mean, this is a pretty thick rule book. And as I read through it on my phone, had a little PDF. The game mechanics are like super straightforward. And by the way, one thing that I loved about North Sea and that I love about this, I just love the presentation. The colors, just the art, I don't know, it's my style. I like it a lot. I like the way it looks a lot. And for, I think this was like a $55 game. It seems to come with a lot of good stuff. Looks like a pretty heavy game too. But again, back to the mechanics. The mechanics all seem pretty straightforward. Worker placement, and you got your own board to work with. So there's not a lot of competition for spaces out there like Agricola, where you're like painfully getting in each other's way. Here you kind of get to do your own thing. It's almost got a solo, vibe to it already. But you flip over one of these boards, and on the back side is the solo board, and which I'll show you here as I go along. But the rule book seemed very easy to follow. Occasionally you're reading, well, most rule books, I feel like I'll read through a section. I almost got to read through it again to kind of get it. Now, maybe it's because I've already played Raiders of the North Sea that I already kind of understand how it goes, how the designer here works, if you will. And this just seems like it just got just a lot of angles to it. A lot of different ways to go about scoring points. And the solo variant, I'll tell you what, the solo variant, which, where are we at there yet? Here we go. Solo play rule setup. It's pretty involved, but not, I don't know. I still didn't think it was hard to follow at all. Nothing like, I don't know, Teotihuacan, where I struggled to like get the base game down, and then the solo variant was its own beast of a game, sort of. This one, they just seem like they're going to flow well together, the game and then how the AI. So that was, that's it. So solo play scoring examples. That was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages of solo. But it really was very understandable. So that's the rule book. Oh, that old game. I've talked a lot about that. Anyway, we'll flip that out there. What's on the back side here? Oh, okay. All right, so look at these. Look at these pieces. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Colors. Fantastic. That's like some popping colors. Those are, it's not like a little faded green or sort of purple. Or, these colors are sharp. These pieces, all wooden pieces. Very impressive. Very impressive production. And I'm not going to eat that. Then we're going to go here. We've got a nice little stack of cards here. Pretty thick stack too. And I know there's a lot of stacks here as far as like the debt cards, and then you've got the fortification cards, and you got the like the bad guy cards that you fight. Then you've got there's a lot of little decks to set up in this game, and but they're all, again, they just all seem very straightforward here, and I enjoy the way it starts. You're supposed to start your turn by picking your paladin, picking your champion of your particular round that you're in, and I think there's 7 rounds, and you draw 3 and you pick 1, which just gives you a real solid benefit to work the game in a certain way that round. And I think that's a very cool idea, a very cool mechanic. So more cards, stacks of cards there. Got bigger cards, smaller cards. Here is the boards. Look at it. I mean, it looks terrifically busy. But I know it's just, as soon as you place something on here, once you get the symbology down, it's just like, you just get a blue worker, you get a green worker. Whenever you put something on here, you get to take a prey action, you get some coins. You have to have developed in a certain way to be able to get these things. So like, I think this is, I forget, is that faith? And this is strength or something like that. Anyway, to be able to place pieces here, you have to have developed your board and your strength and your attributes in certain areas in order to be able to qualify to place pieces out here, which is just a fun little thing. I just like that whole experience of building up your board in a certain way to take advantage of certain things. And a lot of cards. Here's where the cards are going to go. That's going to be your 7 rounds. There it is. So that's cool too, because these are going to give you some end game things to go for. These cards, I don't remember if they're called King's Favors or whatever, but eventually then you're going to get these cards, which actually there'll be competition for these. This will open up a variety of worker placement stuff that only one player can take. So there you will be able to kind of, it's going to be first come first serve. I believe in solo you always play first each round, and so you'll never, you'll have a choice to make there, I think, which is going to be cool. It'll be agonizing. It'll be interesting to see what comes out there. And let's see here, we got ourselves, yep, our provisions, which is the type of resource here. That thing is coins. It's kind of with Raiders of the North Sea, it came with metal coins, and that was one pretty cool feature. Obviously, that is not the case here. These are not metal coins. What we got up here, oh, it's kind of stacked in there. Wiggle my little fingers. There we go. And so here, yeah, I believe these are going to be all the player boards. Let's dump that out there. Let's get some official setup. Ba-bam. Okay, back to this. Now, we've got, yeah, I think these are I am struggling with my left hand. Let's try the right. So, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 4-player, up to 4-player game. Everybody gets their own separate board to work with. And so when you're playing solo, you're going to have this is for the, this will be like my board that I'm playing on. And then over to my right, I might have on the back side of all these, I believe. Boy, okay, here we go. Yep, on the back side, so this is the solo, the variant that you're going to play against. And it's going to have a stack of its own cards. They're going to determine its action each time. And then it's going to have all of its places where it'll set its workers. It almost kind of reminds me of Orleans, am I saying that right? Where you have to have certain color, well, we do. You have to have certain colors of workers in order to activate do a particular action. But the solo doesn't have that stipulation. It's simplified, but it still is going to be going over the entire playing field here. And the way it looked, it was very easy to implement. I mean, it looks a mess, but I know after a couple plays, this is all just going to play nice and smooth. It just has, man, it just looks good. I just love the look of this. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole enchilada. Well, I don't know. You want to take a look at some cards? Let's take a look at some cards. And there they all are lined up. Got everything out and in their little piles. Quite a setup there. Quite a few cards. Here's our Paladin cards. That's where we're going to be. And there's actually a set of 12, I think, that everybody gets. And they're all the same. Those everybody will shuffle them up, though. And then you draw 3 again. Before you start the round, you draw 3. And you pick 1 to utilize. It'll give you some extra, some boons and some special abilities. And that's the way you're going to kind of start and decide how you're going to play that particular round. And then we got all these cards here that didn't come out. They've all got their spots, I think, out on this board here. and some are going to come out. You know, I think this one goes here. I think this is going to start throwing up cards up there. And then you've got, I think these are your, these will go all the way on the other end of this long board. And those are going to be guys that you can fight or recruit down there. You've got, this is the solo deck. So this is what's going to run the actions for the AI when you reveal these cards. And here are, I think this is when you take the fortify actions. So these will go up here somewhere. You'll draw those, and as you fortify, and you get to get extra workers and increase attributes. And here's these. I think these are the townsfolk or something like that. And they'll go there, and that's because part of you'll pick your paladin, and you'll get a couple workers for that, and then there's going to be some options here that'll come out, and then you get to pick what kinds of workers, and it's going to kind of depend on what you're trying to accomplish on your board. Each round you get your paladin and one of these cards, and it starts you off, and there's ways as you take actions to get more workers and kind of keep chaining along, which is a very cool mechanic that I tend to like. Here's the trader cards. I think those are going to go up here somewhere. Traders are kind of a wild worker, but they come at a cost, and but they allow you to take, you know, substitute any color. And then here we go. Here's like I always forget King's Favor. Some anyway. A few of these are going to come out on here, and then these are going to come out here. You know, these will give us a direction for the game. Like if you accomplish this 5 times, you get some extra points there. And this will be a little worker action that someone can take and get those goodies. That'll come out. So the game's going to have, each round's going to have different options each game. But there you have it. That's just an overview and unboxing of Paladins of the West Kingdom. I'm looking forward to busting this out and seeing how this AI, which looks very impressive, very keen on seeing how that plays out. Until next time, I appreciate you watching. On Board Game Rants, I'm out.